This man tries to trick this preacher about the Bible, but see what happens next. Take a listen.
I brought the evidence that Muhammad is mentioned in name in Hebrew in Solomon, Song of Solomon. And I simply wish of you to read it out loud. Because it's right here actually.
Sure, I'll read it out loud. It's Song of Solomon 5.
In Hebrew.
So you think? No, I'm not going to read it in Hebrew.
Oh,
Nobody
no,
speaks
Hebrew
Hebrew.
matters. Hebrew is everything.
No, it's not everything. The language is language.
Complete differences in the Hebrew. You gotta be careful,
but
bro.
know something. Arabic names.
Every Hebrew scholar I've talked to does
Arabic
not
names.
think that that's Muhammad.
Arabic names have meaning.
You're pulling it up on the internet.
If you're fake. Oh, no, that's not internet. I had the similar name, and I know what it means. Don't tell me it's internet. No, that's me.
We're glad you're here. We love you. We respect you. You are totally wrong when you say that the Song of Solomon talks about Muhammad. Sir, Muhammad wasn't born till 570.
It's just like Jesus was mentioned in the Old Testament. He still wasn't born, but
Jesus is not mentioned in the Old Testament as an historical person.
why don't you read it out loud in Hebrew?
Didn't you hear what I said? Jesus is not mentioned in the Old Testament as an historical
Think
person.
about the lady who's pregnant. She steps on the snake, right? I think
We're not saying Jesus. Jesus is not mentioned in a document that is written before his birth.
We're here talking about Muhammad, though. I'm not okay. Like if he's not mentioned, then my bad. But I have here a verse in the Hebrew language. When it got
Read it.
Okay, I don't know how to read, but there is.
You don't know how to read it?
I don't know, but I know the word is there. Read it out loud.
All right.
It says Muhammad. Here it is. Why did you turn away? You're here to help me.
No, I'm not here to play games.
I'm not playing games.
Yes, you are.
No.
You're playing games.
I think you're blinded, sir.
You're blinded because you're playing games.
No, I'm not.
Fine, I'll read the passage. Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16.
Here Hebrew.
No, I'm going to read it in English for you.
No, it's not. You took the name.
His mouth is sweetness itself. He is altogether lovely. This is my lover. This my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. There is no mention of Muhammad in Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16.
Why does it say we kulu Muhammadim in the
And it is not talking about an historical Muhammad. It's not even referring to him, sir. You're playing a little semantic game.
It's not good.
You want to play a game? We'll go play basketball, okay?
Why do
I'm
you-
not out here to play semantic games.
Why do you refuse to look at it?
Anything. I just read it for you. You want to look at it? You'll read it.
Look at it and read it in the Hebrew, and then see the translation and see what happens. That's all I'm asking of you. I'm not asking you the impossible. Read it in the Hebrew and see the translation and see what
Okay,
difference.
so let's move on to. Okay, we'll keep talking.
Okay.
How can we trust the Quran? Why is it reliable? And we'll compare it, right, to the Bible.
It's the same example right here.
This is a joke. A joke. Yes, it is. It's a total farce.
Are you calling the Hebrew language a joke? It's not what
The linguistic trick you're playing is intellectually dishonest. The Hebrew is not talking about an historical person, Muhammad.
You still haven't read it, by the way.
I did read it.
No, you didn't read it out loud.
Oh, I'm not going to read it out loud. If you want to read it out loud, go right ahead. I read out loud
I already did.
that verse out of the NIV, a very accurate translation of the Hebrew.
But then, it's not accurate.
Yes, it is
Because
accurate.
the name Muhammad means the one who is altogether lovely, which is the thing that you read. But then when you translate the name Muhammad to altogether, you miss the name Muhammad. If you became the masters in the biblical religion, you will never recognize it was Muhammad because the name was taken.
We've had masters in it. Do you have a master's in it?
Apparently, man, he doesn't know, man. He's laughing, he's looking away.
You're playing a game.
Is this a game?
Sir, you've got to learn to defend your faith better than stringing some words that don't mean Muhammad and acting like they do. That's talking about a lover in a love poem, the Song of Solomon. It's written 1,000 years at least before Muhammad ever lived.
I don't know, it is true that I don't know Hebrew, but I know very well the Muhammadin, the M in the end of the Hebrew language is to a person who is highly respected and to be a prophet. So that's the M. It's just like Elohim, but hey, you know Hebrew.
Now let me ask you, who raised Islam out here today? Here? Yeah, who?
It's the same cousin who
Who raised Islam out here? Did I do it or did you?
Not me, no.
Yes, you did. We were talking about atheism and agnosticism. You stood up here and raised Islam. So stop accusing us of raising Islam.
Because you're using.
I told you that I respect you.
Talked about it.
I
Yes,
love
you
you.
indirectly hurt
No,
me. You
absolutely
indirectly,
not.
Every time you
You're the one who raised it. Now, if you're going to jump into the kitchen, it gets hot.
You're not listening to me.
Yeah, you're not listening to me.
You're not lis-
You don't listen to me either.
You are enforcing the stereotype.
I'm not enforcing anything.
People
You have interrupted, and you're talking nonsense.
like that, how they're terrorists every time you talk about it.
I never said it was. We said the opposite. Muslims are not all
You
terrorists.
mentioned how Muhammad was violent, and you did not get
Muhammad was violent.
No, and you just
Surah 9. Surah 9, Muhammad writes, kill the infidel. That's violence. That's what
you attack
Never
you.
carried a sword. Never. You're right.
Muhammad attacks you.
We don't want to talk about Islam. Why are you forcing us to talk about it and then accusing us of embracing it?
Asking you to recognize people and
No, you're not asking. You ask a question, I begin to answer, and you interrupt me.
You need to
You're not
recognize
asking.
Islam.
I did read it.
But you didn't read it out loud, and you're still not.
I'm not going to read it out
I'm
loud.
here to convince you.
Because it's a
And yet-
false
No.
translation. And I'm not going to read it.
Go to every synagogue. I bet you know some rabbis in a lot of synagogues. Why don't you go ask them? And they will tell you the same thing. I dare you.
I got many rabbi friends. I meet with them on a regular basis.
Good news.
And they are intellectually honest. The Old Testament never once talks about Muhammad. Never once. And neither does the New Testament. It doesn't talk about Muhammad.
And make sure you ask many.
And by the way, we respect you, and we love you, and we're glad you're here in the United States. So don't lump us into a stereotype.
No, you're not.
We celebrate Muslims being here in the United States. We are here to defend you. But when you're intellectually dishonest, and when you lie, we're going to call you on it.
And you haven't.
I still respect
you. Still
you.
haven't read it.
I just did read it. You gave it to me and I
you didn't
read
read it out loud.
I'm not going to read
It's
it out
all the
loud.
difference in the world.
You can read it out loud.
Oh, that's what I already did. وَكُلُّ مُحَمَّدٍ. That's what it says in the Hebrew.
Thank
when
you.
it got translated, they took the name Muhammad, who means altogether lovely, and they say this guy who is altogether lovely. So everybody in the world right now is not going to know that Muhammad was here. Why don't? Could you please comment on that?
No. Why do you trust
No,
Muhammad?
because you can't.
Oh, it's easy,
Oh,
sir.
because you-
Any Hebrew scholar could tell you that Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16, is not talking about a dude who was born in 570 AD and lived till about 632 AD.
And yet
Muhammad.
here it is.
It's not talking about that. It was written 1,000 years before, so it's
yet
not
here it
talking
is.
about Muhammad. It's not. And you're intellectually dishonest if you say that. The same way I would be intellectually dishonest if I said the Old Testament mentions Jesus of Nazareth. No, it does not, guys. The Old Testament was written
This is what I
BC,
can say, it's as
before
simple as
Christ.
this.
The Old Testament
Google
never
Solomon.
mentions the word Jesus.
Google Solomon, and it would be there.
Sure, your Muslim friend wants you over there. Why don't you go and have a good day over there?
Solomon 5:16 in Hebrew, and you'll see it.
All right.
Think of me, I'm crazy, but just make sure you have time for it.
We are glad you're here in the United States. Welcome. It's good to have you, and I appreciate it.
I get it. Answer me.
I have answered you.
The Bible was written by God and points to Jesus only.